This is Eye on Southern Maryland, the program that looks at the people, places, and things that affect our community here in Southern Maryland. I'm John LeVay, and our program today comes from St. Mary's Riken High School, and our guest is from the Patuxent River Naval Air Station, Randy Gross. Hi, Randy, welcome, and thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. Randy's actually full-time employed on the base as an engineer and is an excellent example of the partnerships that exist between the school systems and the entities, both public and private, throughout our county. Randy, where is it that you work on base, and what do you do?
I'm a systems engineer on base, working for NOC AD in the development of new processes for systems engineering for all the programs.
Okay. And for the benefit of those who don't know NOC AD, the acronym, what is that?
Naval Air Warfare Center Aircraft Division. It's who, in the local area, most engineers are employed by, supporting the Naval Air Systems Command.
Yeah.
And NAVAIR.
I know it's a very large part of the base. And also NAVAIR, I think, is another.
NAVAIR is the overall systems command. Leading that, NOC AD is the unit that is working here.
Right.
That employs most of us.
Right. And now you go from a full-time job, NOC AD, as an engineer, and everything that you do, and then you come over here to St. Mary's Riken. And what do you do for the students here?
I'm a mentor coach for the FIRST technology team here at the school, one of the STEM activities that we support with the Navy. Mm-hmm. And also, while part of the reason I'm in that is I'm also the coordinator for all robotics outreach for the base. So this is just one of several robotics outreach programs we have going on.
Right. Yeah, and this is an excellent example of one of the three goals that we have. The three goals that we have with the program on Eye on Southern Maryland for the STEM series is to follow the accomplishments and look at the challenges that the students face in the process of learning advanced technology and education. Also, look at the partnerships that are evolving in the community between the school systems and the businesses and government entities such as Patuxent River Naval Air. And to also look at the subsequent employment that the students get to enjoy right here in our community with the businesses that drive our economy. And it's people like Randy Gross who help make this happen and who help the students take it from the classroom and go to the real-world experience and see why they learned how to program a robot. What can they do with that?
Once they get these skills, any engineering or technology job, to do this robot, they're doing mechanical design and building, electronics, connections, programming, electrical wiring. So any technology or engineering for sure. And it's particularly the engineering because it's a teamwork technology. The FIRST forces them to get together as a team and solve a challenge together.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's part of the enjoyment for the students is the team atmosphere. It's competitive. It's fun. For example, at one of the events that you were doing here at St. Mary's Riken, there was points that were given for the various accomplishments that the students had. Can you explain how the point system works?
Sure. Every year, under the FIRST Technology Challenge, the overall blanket that they were competing under, they develop a new game completely that's played on a 12 by 12 foot field with 4 robots on the field. Mm-hmm. And each game is designed with points for tasks that are accomplished by the robots in order to win. Yeah. And there's different points for different activities. This year, one of the biggest issues is picking up racquetballs. There's 100 racquetballs on the field. Mm-hmm. The students have learned that an innocent racquetball is actually a really tough challenge because it has a lot of bounce, a lot of energy. So if they hit it too fast or remove it, it's hard to handle. Yeah.
And then they pick it up, they get points.
They get a point for picking it up and placing it into a container.
Yeah.
They also get points for how high they can raise that container at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. They can stack the containers anywhere on the field. If they stack them on the ramp, a higher area, they get more points. And to mix it up, there's 2 bowling balls that'll be out there on the field.
2 bowling balls?
2 bowling balls. This year's game is called Bowled Over. And they're 2 bowling balls which you can move around on the field and at the end get extra points as well.
Okay. I see. Now, you have... did you just go to a competition in La Plata?
We did. The first of 5 state qualifiers for the FTC for Maryland and Washington, D.C. was held last weekend at La Plata, CSM. They sponsored and held that in conjunction with the first Lego League, the middle school level competitions.
Okay. And how did you do?
It was a learning event for us.
Yeah.
We didn't place as well as we hoped. We were a little behind building the robot.
Okay.
And as thinking some of the visitings, we hadn't even gotten our robot complete till the week before.
Yeah.
But we have a second try. We're in another tournament later for the qualifiers. So.
Who all was there from St. Mary's?
From St. Mary's, there were 2 teams from Forest Tech Center and the robotics program there.
Okay.
Under the Sun is a local homeschool team who's been the national champion 2 years ago.
Really?
And very involved in keeping together an outreach between the local teams.
Yeah.
All of our local teams are part of what we call Patuxent First Alliance. That's just been an informal joining of the teams and sharing and supporting.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. The FTC you mentioned, now that's an acronym, right?
It is, yep.
What does that stand for?
For the FIRST Technology Challenge, and FIRST, which stands for Inspiration in Robotics, Inspiration and Recognition, of Science and Technology.
Information and recognition of science and technology, FIRST.
Right. And with FIRST, under Dean's guidance and all, is about the fun to learn rather than educational. You learn by doing and make it a fun activity in the sport.
Yeah, well, very good. Randy, thank you for all that you do at Pax River for NOC AD, and then also taking the time to come to our schools, St. Mary's Riken, and help the students learn to do what you've done.
Thank you.
And it helps our local economy and it helps America. So, Randy Gross, thank you very much. You've been watching Eye on Southern Maryland right here on MetroCast Channel 10. I'm John LeVay. Thank you for watching. This week's Eye on Southern Maryland program about workforce development through STEM education is brought to you by Sabre Systems.